Oh, hey, everybody, my name's Peter, and today, yes, I'm back with this pen. One of my oldest and best pen friends, but still a pen that has given me a lot of trouble, a lot of grief. This is the Rotring Isograph. It's a relic of a bygone age when people drafted by hand, and it's a pen that's just so fragile. It breaks easily. Sometimes like this pen body part will just like split and crack up the side. It clogs easily, right? And sometimes it's such a pain to get it to unclog. It's just a huge pain sometimes, and it goes against everything I stand for as far as simple, functional pens that just work, right? I don't want pens that I have to like worry about and figure out and struggle with or fight against just to get them to work. I just want to sit down and be able to draw, right? So why is it that I still keep coming back to this pen, which has so many things going against it? I don't know. I think it's because that when I do get it working, which for today, to get it working, I had to throw it in this ultrasonic cleaner I have, which is this big, weird metal box with a cage inside of it, where I have to pour this weird soapy fluid in it, and I put the insides in there overnight, and it makes this. No, I only put it in there for 30 minutes, but I did soak it in water overnight, and it makes this awful screeching noise. Uh, I got it working, okay? And when this pen does work, it's amazing, okay? That's why I keep coming back to it. Every now and then, for a while, I do lose my patience with it and put it aside. But right now, I bring it back. We're going to draw with it today because when it works, it's one of the most amazing drawing experiences. It just has this little needle for a nib, which has a wire that comes out of it. And when you touch it to the paper, it pushes the wire back up inside and the ink comes out. And it's just so satisfying. I don't know what else to say. Anyways, other news about me. The biggest thing lately is that I got back together with my girlfriend a week or two ago. So I'm pretty happy about that. I don't know, some of you may have saw the video I made a while ago where I made this very dramatic oil painting which showed like two figures floating in the air around each other. And I was talking about how I broke up with my girlfriend. But we're back together now, which is amazing. And so I've been spending a lot of time kissing her and stuff. And but don't worry, I still have time to draw too. So that's what we're doing today. All right, thanks for coming by. Make sure you hit like and make sure you subscribe because I have more drawing videos, etc. coming up and a lot more on my channel. All right, first a quick word about our sponsor, Squarespace, who makes it possible for me to keep making these videos. Go check out all the incredible tools they have for setting up your own website. It doesn't have to be a daunting thing. You don't have to be an expert. Just go scroll through all the templates they have, and if one of them catches your eye, you can start customizing it so much from there. They have this thing called the Liquid Engine where you can drag and drop different elements and they all resize to fit around each other. And it all is just so snug and crisp and clean. For example, if you want to have a little business where you can sell things, whether it's digital or physical or some kind of subscription or a class, they got you covered with their e-commerce options. I do that on my website and it just works really smoothly as far as even sending out confirmations to people with tracking numbers. So go to squarespace.com for a free trial and then squarespace.com/PeterDraws for 10% off your first website or domain. All right, as far as this pen goes, I gotta say I have a hard time recommending it just because I know of a few people who have bought it in the past because I used to use it so much and chat it up so much and say how amazing it is. And then, maybe I was kind of hiding the downsides, even hiding them from myself, like not admitting to myself how frustrating it is sometimes because I wanted to believe, maybe that it really is the best pen ever, but it really does have a lot of frustrations sometimes. And I think it's another pen that was not really is intended as maybe like an art tool when it was designed. I think it really was just intended for draftsmen, people making architectural or design drawings. So I'm not going to stop you if you want to get one. Just know that it comes with, look, it's like one of those cars that you keep in your garage. I don't have a garage, but if I had a garage, it seems like it would be nice to have a car to kind of like tinker around on, right? Like a project car. You can like keep in the garage and kind of like fix up. If it, I don't know, maybe it's always a little bit broken. You can always just be working on it, changing out parts, doing, kind of working on it when you have a spare moment on the weekend or something. This is that kind of pen. You always kind of got to be taking it apart. And like I always keep a paper towel nearby, and a little water spray bottle, and I spray a little wet spot on the paper towel just to have it ready to touch the nib of the pen to it. If it gets a little clogged, touching the nib of the pen to the wet spot on the paper towel helps. Like it never works perfectly, but as you use it, rack up the hours with the pen, you kind of get used to the way it works and the way it works best. But it never works perfectly. But it works. It's got big upsides and big downsides. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. In other news, I shipped off some of those colored, what were they called? Pencil sharpeners. I had a video a while ago where I gave away, I did a review of this weird pencil sharpener where it was like one of those hand crank pencil sharpeners. It had this weird mechanism coming out of the front where it would like grip the pencil and pull the pencil into itself, right? If you saw that, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I did a giveaway where you just had to comment, leave a YouTube comment, and then I would randomly choose 3 people. And I chose the people, and I sent off a couple of these. One of the people never responded. But the 2 people who responded were in Italy and Germany. I was telling myself, hey, I can, I don't mind spending a few extra bucks on international shipping to, just to be able to include everyone. I don't want to have to, restrict it to the United States just because I live here. Because I know I got a lot of amazing viewers internationally. Weirdly, there's a large number of you in Germany. Shout out to Germany. So I went to the post office, had these pencil sharpeners in boxes all shipped up with the, all wrapped up with the people's addresses on there. And immediately, this lady that was helping me out at the counter was just looking at me sideways. Because you have to fill out a customs form, and you got to write on there what's in the box, and you got to write the value of it. And I wrote on the thing, I wrote pencil sharpener, $15 US. And as soon as she rung it up and typed in the address, the shipping for a $15 pencil sharpener to both Germany and Italy was like $30. And eventually, usually I feel like you get a couple different types of people working at the, at a post office. A few of them I do know. Just there's one guy who works there who talks to me all the time. He's watched a few of my YouTube videos. He's always fun to talk to. But some of them, they just kind of go about their job and they never ask any questions. It's all very professional. And but eventually this lady said, so she was like, so why are you sending a pencil sharpener to Germany? And I felt like the unspoken part of her question was don't they have pencil sharpeners there? Why are you spending $30 to send a $15 pencil sharpener to Germany, right? And when I thought about it for a second, I was like, yeah, this is kind of crazy. Maybe I should have just sent these people $15 on PayPal or something. And then it got worse because it turns out, I don't know if this is a new thing because of all the tariffs and everything that have recently been implemented. I never noticed anything quite this bad before, but it turns out that the people who I'm sending these pencil sharpeners to have to pay a fee on their end when they pick it up. And the person in Germany, it said, was going to have to pay $15 US to receive it, and the person in Italy was going to have to pay $20 to pick it up. So here I was just thinking about everything all the money spent on a $15 pencil sharpener. I had paid $15 to buy it, send it to me, right? And then I went to the post office and paid $30 to send it to Europe, and then they were going to have to spend $15 or $20 more just to pick it up from the post office near their house. That's what, like 30, 50, that's like $65 or $70 just for them to get a pencil sharpener. And I was like, maybe I emailed them about it. I told them, I was like, hey, sorry, I know this isn't how a giveaway is supposed to work, but it looks like you're going to have to pay money to pick up what was supposed to be a free giveaway. And I was second guessing myself. I'm like, should I send them money so that they can get their pencil sharpener? But then I was like, it's not my fault, It's like I just wanted to give them a pencil sharpener, and now I'm also sending them money. And I almost didn't want to send them money just because I was feeling so stubborn and upset about it. So I just sent them an email saying, hey, I'm sorry about it. It looks like you had to spend money to get your free giveaway, and if you don't want it, you can reject it, and I think it'll come right back to me. And I just apologized. But anyways, it was just the craziest thing. And the lady at the post office eventually asked me, like, so how does it work? How did they... Because I told her it was a giveaway. And I was like, yeah, you just had to comment. And then I had one more box I was sending. And thankfully it was a domestic shipment. And she picked it up, and she was like, what's in this? It feels like it's full of air. And I was like, oh, that's a bag of Post-it notes. Because the last Post-it note video I did, where it was like, draw your feelings, I just took that whole pile of Post-it notes after I doodled on them with Sharpie, and I put them in a big Ziploc bag, and I listed them on my website for sale for like $265 or something like that. And eventually someone bought them. Thank you, whoever you were. So I told her, I was like, yeah, that's a bag of Post-it notes. And she, her eyebrows went up again. And I was like, yep, those, I said, that now that I'm thinking about it, because I had just been telling her I've been talking with her about how crazy it was, all the money that was going into getting these 2 pencil sharpeners over to Europe. I was like, now that I'm thinking about it, those Post-it notes are paying for these 2 shipments. And then she's like, what? I was like, yep, it's, I told her I sold them for $250. And she's like, wow, I need to get into the YouTube game. I was like, yeah, maybe so. Well, it's like, I don't know where else you'd be able to sell Post-it notes for that much, but I'm happy I'm able to, for sure. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Tell me what you think about this drawing. Also, I do need to remind everyone to subscribe again, because we should eventually get to 1 million subscribers, and I've just spent too many years never asking anyone to subscribe, and I think that's on me. So subscribe. Do it now. Thank you. And I'll see you later, okay? I think this is a pretty cool drawing. It's of a robot with a bunch of stuff on its back. Okay, bye. Goodbye.